Um, yeah, he goes, I did too, I hope right. I said, I did too, I hope right, but it's not right.
Good morning. This is Thursday, first period geometry. We're going to do some practice with finding area of a regular polygon. And then we're going to launch through -6 and 10-7. Good morning, Bryant.
Good morning.
You're going to be on page 429 this morning. 429, it's in volume 38. And it's probably on 429B or C is my guesstimate. I got 429B. We are going to practice what you learned yesterday about finding area of a regular polygon. And then we're going to launch into 10-6 and 10-7 today. It's mostly about just looking at a bunch of tactiles and talking about lines of symmetry and tessellation. All right? I'm recording this for Stormy. Hopefully, yesterday's recording was a bummer. I guess the sound quality did not come through either, so I'm hoping today it will. All right, are you ready, Bryant? Are you on page 429, number 7?
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, so we have two tactiles on page 429. We have two problems. We have a problem at the very top, number 7. The directions say find the area of each regular polygon. Now, before we start, let's review. What is the area formula for a regular polygon? Area equals what? 1/2. Nope, not base times height. That's a triangle. The apothem, times what? The perimeter, right. So area of a regular polygon equals 1/2 times the apothem, the line that extends from the center of our regular polygon perpendicular to any one side, that's our apothem, times its perimeter, and it's a regular polygon, so all sides will be the same. So we find the perimeter of our polygon by knowing the number of sides and one of the side measures. We do all that multiplication mentally on a calculator or with some scratch work, and we discover the area, the entire area of our regular polygon. So that's what the next 3 problems are going to be. So number 7, this is good practice at identifying polygons. Everybody take a look at that. Make your way around all those sides and vertexes. It is a hexagon, Abby. Why is it a hexagon? 6 sides. 6 vertices and 6 sides. That's right. And you're told that they're regular in the givens in the direction. It says find the area of each regular polygon. So we don't need any tick marks because we're given that they're regular. So what is the measure of each side? Can you find that, Bryant? What is the measure of each side?
12 yards. Or no.
14.
14 yards.
And the apothem is how much? 12. Good. Right, and there's an apothem coming from the center straight down to like 6 o'clock, right?
Is that the one? Is that the one with the little right angle indicator?
Yes. It's in
Okay.
it's in the middle of your regular hexagon, and it has the right angle indicator, and it is 12 yards. So that's your apothem. So you have the information you need. All right, now everyone, what do we want to do first? That's our first step. What's that? Well, we can plug it in, but we can't plug something in yet until, what's P? Can we plug P in? Do we know P? Okay, so we need to find P, don't we? So what is the perimeter of our hexagon? 6 times 14. All right, so if you would like to do that as a mental calculation, what's expanded notation of 14?
It's going to be 80.
84, that's correct. Okay, 84 yards, right? So we need that information. We had to do that first before we can use our formula. Now, Angelica, we can plug things in, can't we?
Yeah.
So we do 1/2 the apothem. What's the apothem?
Apothem is 12.
12. And we times that, we plug in our perimeter 84. All right? We could probably do this close to mental calculations. What is 1/2 of the apothem? 1/2 of 12, 6. And then 6 times 84. We'll do expanded notation on 84. 84 is what? An 80 and a 4, isn't it? What's 6 times 80? What is 6 times 8?
6 times 84.
We got to be practicing our facts. I'm getting a little concerned that we don't know our facts. 48, and we add a 0, right?
480.
So 480. So we hold on to that. What's 6 times 4? 24. What's 480 plus 24? 504.
4.
There we go. Yards squared. You got to label
That's a lot
it.
of yards.
Okay? 504 yards squared. So that regular polygon has 504 yards squared in it. The reason why that works is basically what we just did is we found the area of one of the triangles, and then we got multiplied times 6. Right? We could do that. We could check it. The area of a triangle, the base would be 14, right? Because all the sides are 14, and the altitude is 12. So what's 1/2 the base times the height? What's 1/2 the base at 14? What's that? 1/2 the base.
That's 7.
7 times the height, which is, or the altitude, which is 12. What's 7 times 12? Don't use a calculator. Expand it out. What is 12? 12 is a 10 and a 2, right?
Yeah.
What is 7 times 10?
Oh, okay, so
What's 7 times 2?
14.
14. What's 70 plus 5? 84. Right? And 84 times 6. Oh, that checks out, doesn't it? That's what we just had to do, right? 84 times 6, which is 504. So you can go about it that way. All right? Yes.
What if we do like 1/1/2 times 12 pattern times 84, like 12 times 84, 100 something, divide.
You could divide by 2. 12.
And that will work too?
Try it. 12 times 84 divided by 2. I just, in your head, it's a little easier to do 1/2 12 times 84.
Divide. Oh, it's a
Would you rather
1008
divided by 2?
divided by 2. Oh, yeah, 504.
Yep, 1/2 is the same as divided. All right. Number 8 at the bottom of the page. We got to do this again. Ready? Find it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make out the outside of your regular polygon, because that's what they've told you in the directions. What kind of regular polygon is this?
It's a pentagon.
A pentagon. Good. All right. And they have an apothem that goes from the center perpendicular to one of the sides. How long, what is the measurement of the apothem?
1.5 kilometers.
Good, 1.5 kilometers. And what is the measure of one of the sides?
2.2 kilometers.
2 point what? 2?
2.2, yeah.
Good. 2.2 kilometers. All right. So, what do we have to do first?
Multiply by 5.
Multiply what by 5? 2.2, yes. 2.2 times 5
11.
is 11. All right, our perimeter is 11.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now we should do 1/2 times 1.5.
1/2 times 1.5
We should do by
Times
1.
11.
times 11. Good.
We should do 1.5 times 11 and divide by 2 that way.
You can do it that way. See, either way works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
0.5 or 1/2 of 1.5 is 0.75. 3/4 of 11 It'd be 33/4, 8.5.
Ooh, yeah, 16.5.
8.25? Mm-hmm. Sorry, 0.25.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So, we got it? Okay. 8.25. If calculators are allowed, you do that, but if not, you got to do it in your head. All right, turn the page. Turn the page. Take a look at the next one. Number 9. Another regular polygon. You find it, Bryant?
Yeah.
How many sides does this polygon have?
4, 5, 6.
8.
8.
Good.
Octagon.
Regular octagon. All right, excellent. Okay, and it's got an apothem where they've written the braille out very messily over our, it kind of runs into our side, but the apothem is a mixed number. Can you see that?
Yeah.
How much is it?
7.5.
Good job, 7.5 feet, even though it ran into your side. You're right, 7.5 feet. Excellent.
It would be easier if
All right. And then what is the length of one of your sides?
How did you
6 and 1/5.
6 1/5?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
6
got it.
1/5. Okay. All right. So your apothem is 7 1/2, and a side is 6 1/5. So what do we got to do first? Perimeter first. All right. So perimeter equals what? How are we going to solve this?
1/2.
What?
How do we do, JJ?
What?
What if we do, I don't know, don't get mad, but 6 times 5
Mm-hmm.
plus 1.
You
Yeah.
can change it to a mixed number. Yep, it's 31/5.
So 31 over 5.
31 over 5 times what?
Times 8.
Yep, times 8 over what?
1.
1. You can do that. 31 over 5 times 8 over 1.
I was taught that way, and I had
Mhm.
I
Same
have
here.
no
I was
idea
also
how you
taught that
guys
way.
doing the other way.
Well,
was
you could
also
change 1/5 to a decimal also. How do you change a fraction to a decimal?
15 over 1 plus 15 over 100. Huh?
How do you change 1/5 to a decimal?
1,
What does that fraction bar mean?
1.
Division.
Divide.
Yeah. 1 divided by 5. What is that? What is $1 divided by 5? How much does everyone get? You have $1 and you're going to split it up between 5 people. 20 cents. That's right. So it's 6.2 times 8. So you can either do 31/5 times 8 over 1, or you can do 6.2 times 8. What do you get?
That would be 49.6.
Let's see.
49.6.
Good. All right. 49.6. Okay. So that's our perimeter. Now what do we want to do with that information?
So 49.6, and the other one. Which is the same, half of. It's gonna be 7.25.
What are we going to do?
Oh, we do 1/2
1/2
times 7 and 1/2. So that
times
we
7 and 1/2 times what?
have times 49.6.
Times 49.6. That's right. Yep.
0.5 times 7.5 times 49.6 equals 186.
All right. So you got to put that to memory. You'll be tested on that. You'll be quizzed on that. You'll be tested on it. It'll probably be on the end of course exam. You're going to use it again for more involved problems like the one down below. So let's go down below and look at this one. It says, find the area of the shaded region in each regular polygon. All right? So, hello, Damien.
Is having perfect here?
She is.
Yeah.
I was trying to look on y'all lower.
Sorry.
$1.08.
So on number 10,
8 cents.
let's pay tax, huh?
Sorry, JJ, I'm sorry. I was thinking maybe. This is this dollar?
That is $1.
Mm-hmm. 8 cents. I see Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Jessica's not in here today. I should have called on her. I forgot to call and find out where she was. Is she on O&M or something?
I think it is, yeah.
All right, have a good day. Okay, so we have number 10. Take a look at that. You need to have a plan. You need to kind of think about what you're going to do here because the directions say find the area of the shaded region. Area of the shaded region. So, how many sides is this figure? 6. All right, good. And what is the measurement of one side?
10 millimeters.
10 millimeters, good. And then the apothem, can you find the apothem? And they have a little arrow pointing out to the side of it telling you how much the apothem is.
I don't see 6.
It didn't say 6, it's 6-sided. It's a hexagon.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And the apothem is how much? 8.7. Notice that they labeled that on the outside of it with a little arrow pointing in. Okay. They have shaded area. Notice that there's a shaded region, a textured region that is all but the triangle, isn't it? So what is going to be our plan when we think about problem solving? What is our checklist? What is our plan going to be? What tasks are we going to have to do to answer this problem appropriately? What are we going to need to do first?
I think we need to find the perimeter.
All right, so that's going to be our first task is find the perimeter. Okay, then what are we going to find next? That we can't find okay, you're going to find the shaded area. You're just going to find the perimeter and then find the shaded area like that? One step? So what do we have to do next? After we find the perimeter, what are we going to do? This is what I talked about in that email about having a plan for problem solving. Got to have a strategy. So what next? Yeah, you're reading my notes, but why are we going to do that? Why are we going to do that?
Because of the Bryant, no, shaded area is
Bryant, do you know what we need to do next?
We need to take 8.7 and 1/2 of 8.7.
Mm-hmm. But why? I'm asking you what everyone's plan is. What is your plan of strategy? This is a multi-step problem. So you said, okay, we need to find the perimeter. Now what's our next step? We're going to list out, we're going to think about our steps. What's our next step?
Find 1/2 of the apothem.
1/2 well, I'm looking for the overall step. Why are we finding 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter? Why are you finding that? Come on, turn your geometry brains on. Be lawyers.
We need to wait for
What are we finding when we find that?
Non-shaded.
Nope, we're not finding the non-shaded part.
Yeah, shaded.
We're not finding the shaded part. When we find area equals 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter, what are we finding? I'm going to growl at all of you.
Growl?
You are turning your
If
brains
you
off.
growl,
You're
gonna
back
remind us.
in you're back in middle school just waiting for the teacher to tell you what to do next. You're not thinking for yourselves. Why are we finding 1/2 of the apothem times perimeter? Why? That's not the area of the shaded region. It's not the area of the unshaded region. Why are we finding that? Because of what, Abby? Because we have to find the area of the whole thing first, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, people.
Sorry, it's late.
Come on.
Early.
It's early for me. It's been early every day all year long. Turn your brain on. Think about what you got to do. You can't sit at that in-course exam and go, oh, well, I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll give this a try. You'll bomb it. I can't sit there and spoon feed you every little thing, right? You got to think. You got to prove while you're doing it. You got to say, well, I got to be an attorney again. You guys have let your attorney guard down lately. You've gone to the passive spectator crowd and you're watching the trial. You're just being entertained. You're not thinking. You got to turn your thinking caps on, your thinking math brains on, and go, well, I got to find the perimeter because I have to find the area of the whole entire polygon first. Then, what's our next step after we're going to find the area of the whole entire polygon? Because that doesn't answer the question. If you fill in the bubble for the area of the whole entire polygon and move on to the next question, you got it wrong. So what are you going to do next, attorneys? I bet Stormy Spong is screaming in the background while she's listening to this. What are we going to do next? We found that you're going to find the perimeter, then you're going to find the area of the whole entire regular polygon. But does that answer the question?
No, it doesn't.
No. What do you got to do next? Nothing to do. What we already dealt with the apothem.
We're not gonna do this?
What are you gonna do next, Bryant? What do you think?
Let's see. So we need to so we dealt with the apothem and the perimeter already.
All right, Abby, you're getting on the right track. Abby said we got to subtract at some point. What are we going to subtract?
The non-shaded side.
The non-shaded portion. How are we going to find the non-shaded portion? What is the non-shaded portion? What kind of shape is it?
Triangle.
Triangle. What do we need to know about the triangle?
The area formula.
Yes, the area of a triangle. What is the area of a triangle? 1/2 base times height, Angelica says. So we got to find the area of a triangle. Then, Abby Sue, what's our final step? Subtract. Yeah. So that's our plan of action. That's where I'm pushing you. Remember that email that I just sent about planning and problem solving? You got to have a plan when you get into a complex problem like this, okay? You got to think it through before you start. You got to say, okay, I got to find the perimeter. I got to find the area of my regular polygon. I got to find the area of my triangle, and then I need to subtract. If you don't think it through, what might happen is you find the perimeter and the area of the regular triangle, and you think you're done. And one of the answers on a multiple choice test will be the area of the regular polygon. You'll think you're done. It matches. The numbers match up. You'll pick letter C and you'll move on. And you got it wrong because you didn't answer the question. You didn't think it through to the very end. You didn't say, does this answer the question? Oops, I found the area of the whole thing. I need to find the area that's shaded. I got to keep going, right? Okay? I really want you to put those geometry brains on. Put those geometry attorney brains on and think about the steps, the deduction to get to the answer, all right? Okay, so we find the perimeter. It's 10 times 6, which is 60, right? Then we plug in 1/2 times our apothem, 8.7 times 60. You most likely will have access to a calculator and be able to do that. So the computation
0.5 times
is simple.
8.7 times 60 equals 261.
So there's that 261 that most likely will be one of the choices. But you can't stop there. Then you got to go, okay, I got to go back now and find the area of my triangle. So that's 1/2 times the base. What's my base of my triangle? Answer the question. What is the base of my triangle? 1/2 the base times the height. What is the base? Hands on the paper, your triangle is there, that blank spot with the altitude. That's not the base. That's the altitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the base? There is a number. What kind of polygon is this? I'm growling. What kind of polygon is this? Oof, JJ's showing some frustration today. It's a regular polygon. So what does that mean? What is the definition of a regular polygon? All sides are equal. What is the base? 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. They're not going to label every swinging side for you. If they give it to you in the givens that it's a regular polygon, you have to turn your brain on and go, regular polygon means all sides are equal, all angles are equal. So I know that the base of that triangle is a 10 because they told me a side was 10 down at the bottom of my polygon. Okay?
And it's a regular polygon, so.
They're all 10. So we have 1/2 the base, which is 5, right?
5 times 8.7 equals 43.5.
43.5 is the area of your triangle. That's probably going to be one of the choices on a multiple choice test. Are you going to answer 43.5?
No.
No. What are you going to do now?
Subtract.
Subtract.
261 minus 43.5 equals 217.5.
217.5 is the answer. One of the answers will probably be
261 plus 4.35 equals 265.35.
that's probably or close. I hit something wrong.
261 plus 3.5 equals 304.5.
For people that think they need to add, right?
Where did we get 261 from?
The area of the regular polygon.
Okay.
1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. And this is where you're going to have to take notes, right? You're going to have to have your Perkins-Brailer doing the work, or you're going to have your Braille note out taking notes. You can't hold on to this in your head, because if you do all this work, this kind of problem takes time. And it'd be a bummer. It's really not that difficult, is it? I mean, each step is not that difficult. Finding perimeter is not difficult. Finding 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter is not difficult. Finding the area of the triangle is not difficult. Finding the difference between the two areas is not difficult. What's difficult is doing all those steps and making sure you do all of them. It's tedious, right? But you got to stick with it. It would be a bummer to miss a question like this. That's pretty basic, right? Let's turn the page and do it again. All right. So, reviewing our previous lessons about polygons and naming them. Let's just practice it with this shape. So find all the outside edges of your shape, right? Outside vertices, and identify this shape by its number of vertices or sides, and by whether it's concave or convex, and whether it's regular or irregular. Just practice that right now. How many vertexes? 5. So how many sides?
Pentagon.
5. So what do we call it, Angelica?
Pentagon.
A pentagon. Is it a regular pentagon or an irregular pentagon?
I guess you would call it irregular.
Nope.
Or regular?
Regular.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The directions say
Oh,
find
regular.
the area of the shaded region in each regular polygon. So you are given that it's regular.
Okay.
What does a regular polygon mean? What is the definition of a regular polygon?
All sides are equal.
All sides are equal.
All sides are equal and
Angles.
all angles are equal. You have to have both. All angles and all sides are congruent. All right. So that's, if they weren't, what would we call it?
Irregular.
Irregular or not regular. So this is a nice review for you about stuff you learned in previous sections.
By the way, it is also convex.
Okay, it is convex. What does convex mean? The angles point out. If one angle pointed in, what would it be called?
Concave. 'cause it caves in.
Concave, because it caves in. All right, so it's a good review for Stormy. She's trying to pick up all this information from us because our last couple videos tanked on us. So hopefully, Stormy, it's making sense. All right. So notice then there is shaded region, and then there's a big unshaded region. There's a center to our regular polygon, and an apothem going straight down from the center at a right angle. There's a right angle indicator. And to the right of the apothem, it's saying it's a fraction. It's 8 1/3. 8 1/3. The Braille kind of biffs it on the, it runs into the sides. All right, you see that? 8 1/3, and it's inches. Okay? That's your apothem. There is a little line and arrowhead to the left that's hard to make out on the left side of one of the sides of the shape on the inside. And notice you have 2 right angle indicators on this shape. You put your geometry brain on and you know that if you have 2 right angle indicators, that you have 4 right angle indicators all the way around. It's pointing to that side, and it's saying that side is 12 inches. All right? On the inside, that side of that quadrilateral is 12 inches. And at the base of your pentagon, it's saying it is also 12 inches. So before we even start, kick in your geometry brain. What is the shape in the middle?
It's a square.
It is a square. It matches the definition of a square because why?
Well, first of all, it has 4 right angles.
It has 4 right angles. Good, Bryant. That's one definition of a square. What's the second one? It's got to have two things to be a square. All the sides are congruent. All right. So we know we have a square in the middle that's a blank, and then we have texture all the way around it. And we're asked to find the area of the textured or shaded region. So what is our plan on this problem? What are we going to do? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, before we even start doing it. What shall we do? What's the first thing you would like to do? Find the perimeter. All right. What is the second thing you're going to do? The area of what? Okay, you can find the area of the square. Great. How do you find the area of the square?
The other way is side.
How are you going to find the area of that square?
Length length times width.
Length times width, or side times side. All right. So you found the area of the square. You find the perimeter. Now what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. And what are you finding when you find 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter? What are you finding? When you find that, what are you finding? See, area of what? No, not the area of the rectangle. Area of the pentagon, area of the regular pentagon. All right. So you found the perimeter, you found the area of the square, you found the area of the pentagon. Now what are you going to do? Subtract. Okay, so there's your steps, right? Okay, so what is the perimeter? 5 times what? 5 times 12. 60. 5 times 12 is 60. I am going to put you all on Moby Max and practice your facts as part of your homework. You're really scaring me that you don't know your facts. All right. You said your next step you wanted to find the area of the square. So that's length times width or side times side. So what is that going to be?
12 times 12 is 144.
144. All right. And then now you want to find the area of your regular pentagon. So it's 1/2 times what? What's your apothem? 8 1/3 or 8.3333333333. All right. Times what? 60. All right. So hopefully you'll have a calculator for your exam. If not, you'll have to do some fraction work, right?
8.333333 times 0.5 times 60 equal 249.99999.
Do we want to write down 249.9999999? What will we write
No.
down? 250. Please don't let a calculator make you look stupid. 8 1/3 is exact. 8.333333 is not exact. So bump it up, right? It's 250. Okay, so you got it's not rounding, it just is 250. Okay? You just have to realize that if you use your calculator, you don't want to look stupid and put 224.9999999. All right, because if you multiplied 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 is 25/3, and you multiply that times 60, 25/3 times 60, you would get exactly 250. All right, so you got 250. So we got perimeter is 60, area of our square is 144, area of our regular pentagon is 250. What are we going to bubble in? What's next?
Subtract.
Subtract. 250 minus
Minus 144.
144. Good. 106. That's what you're going to bubble in, right? Okay. 106. All right. Last one. Hopefully we'll make it the bell. Well, we got about 5 minutes. It's early release today again. So we should make it through. We're not going to make it to 10.6 and 10.7 today, but we'll have plenty of time tomorrow. That's what we'll do tomorrow. This was important today to do this stuff. All right? Lines of symmetry and tessellations tomorrow or nothing. All right. So, what do we got here? Again, review of your identifying polygons by their sides, whether they're regular or irregular, convex or concave. Do some practice with that. So how many sides or vertices does this?
Are we doing 12?
We are doing 12. Mm-hmm.
It's a hexagon.
It is a hexagon. 6 sides, 6 vertices. Is it regular or irregular?
Regular.
Regular, because we were given that in the givens, right?
Yep.
If it had tick marks, it also would be regular. Regular means congruent sides and congruent angles. Good. All right. It's a hexagon. Is it concave or convex?
Convex.
Convex. This formula for finding area only works on convex. All right. We have one apothem coming straight down at the 6 o'clock position from the center. There's a right angle indicator. And to the left of it, the braille's a little funky. It runs into the side. It's 6.9 miles. Okay, 6.9 miles. The base, at the base of our regular hexagon is 8 miles. Okay. What you can't see is 2 tick marks. That line perpendicular to the base splits it in half. What you should recall that from long ago, if you have a line perpendicular to a base, a regular polygon, it splits it in half. So each side is 4. Each one of those little pieces is 4, right? Each side of our apothem. And then up at the top, up at the center again, going directly across to 3 o'clock, it's connecting to a vertex at a right angle. And that is in the texture. It's 8 miles. So bad braille, bad braille. All right. So we have a hexagon, and we have this shape. What kind of shape is this that's blank that we're going to take away? What kind of shape is it? It's not a rhombus. It does have 4 sides, doesn't it? The blank part has 4 sides. What kind of shape is it? It's not just a quadrilateral. It's a specific kind of shape.
Oh, I think it is
It's a trapezoid. It is a trapezoid, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So we have the same steps process, don't we? We're going to find the perimeter. We're going to find the area of our regular hexagon, right? We're going to find the area of a trapezoid. Now, what's the formula for that? What's the area of a trapezoid?
You do
1/2
times base
times the height.
times the base.
Nope,
What's
that's a triangle.
times
1/2 the height times, nope,
what is it?
it's 1/2 the height times the 2 bases added together.
Oh, base.
Base 1 plus base 2. That's area of a trapezoid. Then once we find all those areas, those 2 areas, what are we going to do? Subtract. All right, let's do it. What is the area of our, or what is the perimeter of our hexagon? No, it's not 6.9. It's 8. Look at your drawing carefully. You're going to do all that work and be totally wrong. It's 8. The side of your hexagon is 8. 6 times 8. You're doing that on the calculator? Come on, Abby. What's 6 times 8? 48. All right. Then we got to do, I'll let you do calculator on this. 1/2 the apothem, which is 6.9, times 48.
0.5 times 6.9 times 48 equal 165.6.
All right. Now we got to find our trapezoid, don't we? We got to add our bases together. What are our bases? The top base is in the texture. It's 8. What is the bottom base? You have to infer this. You have to deduce this. You have to think.
It would also be 8.
It would not be 8.
Half of 8.
It's half of 8.
4.
It's 4. Because the apothem is splitting. It's perpendicular to the base. Remember from way back when, if you have a line perpendicular to a regular side, it splits the side in half, right? So it's 4. So you have 8 plus 4 is 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. So it equals 1/2 the height, which is your 6.9 again, isn't it? Times 12, because you add the 2 bases together.
0.5 times 6.9 times 1, 2 equal 41.4.
41.4. Now what do we do?
Now we subtract.
Yes, you subtract.
165 minus
Oops.
165.6 minus 41.4 equal 124.2.
124.2. That's the final answer. That, most likely, is an end of a course exam question. Because it's going to tap into, do you recognize that this is a trapezoid? Do you recognize that the apothem splits the base in half and one of the bases is 4? There's all sorts of things that tap into the knowledge of geometry students in this one problem. Okay? And so this is a complex problem that tests a whole bunch of things with one question. So this is very well could be an end of course exam question. All right? All right. Tomorrow, bell's going to ring here any second. Tomorrow we definitely will do 10-6 and 10-7.
How we do this kind?
Stormy and Tanner, you're probably listening to this. This was a good review of the previous sections. It reviewed finding area of a triangle, area of a square, area of a trapezoid. It reviewed how to identify polygons using their vertexes and sides and whether they're concave or convex and regular and irregular. So even though we don't have those lessons, they got a little messed up. You can glean most of the information from this particular lesson. This was a really good review. And then practice finding area of a regular polygon and area of a regular polygon that's missing some parts, or you just need to find the shaded region. So tomorrow we'll do lines of symmetry and tessellations, and then I'll probably assign a quiz to be completed upon return from spring break. All right, everyone, have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.